Hello everyone, and welcome to my very first hiking YouTube video. Today I decided to go on a short little hike, and I figured, hey, you know what? Might as well grab my camera and show people some of the beautiful scenes that we have here in this beautiful state of Utah. As you saw in the previous shot, you can see the beautiful city right behind me, and out in the distance you can see the Salt Lake. Maybe it's not as clear from this vantage point. Might have to go up a little bit higher to show you, but I'm out here in Ogden, Utah. I'm actually here more towards the northern part of the Wasatch Front. And as you see behind me, we've got a beautiful scale of mountains all around me as far as the eye can see. And I figured, you know what, I might as well go on a hike and just show people what it's like to be out here and what's it like to be living out in Utah and enjoying the great outdoors, and maybe talk a little bit about the things that are happening between, lifestyle and fitness and outdoors, and maybe talk a little bit about the state, and just kind of delve into all the things that are going on here and kind of talk about all the cool things that are happening, and just get people a little bit more informed on the day-to-day of the positive and the healthy and the good things you can do out there. And starting off, I figured, why not? Hiking is the best thing that I've discovered for myself that I really enjoy. And on top of that, it creates really beautiful scenes that I think people will appreciate. So let's go ahead and get going on this hike, and I'll show you some more scenes as we go and progress. Thank you for tuning in. All right, so as we get going here, I just like to cover some of the basics of hiking. I've been doing hiking a little bit over, I guess you could say, to the extent that I've gotten into it, it's probably a little over a year, but realistically, I've been hiking most of my life. I'm originally from Montana, and in Montana, I used to go do a lot of fishing and outdoors activity, and to me, fishing is just hiking with a pole. That's all it is. So I used to do a lot of outdoor stuff, and now that I'm in Utah, I slowed down a little bit on the fishing and stuff like that, and I've enjoyed the hiking more. And why is that? Well, for one, Utah has, I'd say, way more developed paths and, like places to go, and they're very well marked out, and it's just like the state's just riddled with them. There's also 5 national parks here, and I've really gotten into this because I really enjoy the kind of like both the visual effects that you get from getting to a new place and seeing new things, but also from like the from the exercise standpoint. I mean, there's nothing better than conquering a hill or conquering a mountain as you're going out and doing stuff. And I kind of just want to show you a part of that lifestyle that is really enriching. But I said before we do, I kind of want to show you some of my gear. Got my backpack here, got my water bottle there, got a pair of boots. You gotta have a good pair of boots when you go out hiking. That is a must. Whatever it takes, whatever you can spend to get a pair of boots that fit you, I'm telling you. I've had friends that have had like good pair of boots that didn't fit them quite right, and they overpaid, and then their feet end up being sore. And I've had people that got themselves a perfect pair of boots for $30. There's all kinds of price ranges. Find what's working for you. So anyway, as you see this beautiful trail out here, it just rained recently, so it's really good. And that's a really good thing for Utah, because out in Utah, for the last couple of years, we've had these droughts that haven't really been good for our state. Between the agriculture and between the fishing and the resources, the droughts have really kind of sapped a lot of the capacity in our reservoirs. And out in the distance, normally you get to see the glistening of the Salt Lake, but that's the Salt Lake's receded really far, and right now it's maybe, I don't know what to say. Maybe it's like dry, maybe it's at like 60-70% of its normal capacity, and it's only been going down year after year. So that's not really been good, but we can still go out there and shoot some good shots out there, maybe in future hikes towards Antelope Island and other places. But right now, as you can see here, enjoying the nice little green, fresh smelling scenery. Boy, it is so fresh. Like when it rains, this whole state lights up green, and it's beautiful to see, because normally Utah's a little high up, it's in the desert, and normally most of the stuff you see is gray. So anyway, I'm going to keep walking this path, and at the end of it, there's a boulder. Sorry, I'm getting a little winded here. There's a little boulder out there, and usually after a rainstorm, you might be able to catch a beautiful waterfall. So let's see if we can do that today. All right, now in front of us we can see Ben Lomond. Now usually when there's not as much cloud cover, you'd be able to see the peak, and I think in the next couple of days as the clouds recede, you'll be able to see snow-capped the snow cap top on there. Usually it stays in about till June, till about this year, and then it melts away. One thing I want to mention in this video is whenever you do go hiking, please, whatever you do, always keep your eyes on the path whenever you do this. For me, it's a little easier on this hike simply because I've already done this hike 1,000 times, but even then, that's no excuse to not keep your eyes on the path and always stay alert. Because remember, it can be a long fall if you're not careful. So it's just one of those tips and tricks. Always keep your eyes on the path, put one foot in front of the other, and keep yourself safe out there. All right. Scenery's getting a little greener, so we must be getting a little closer to the water source. I mean, check out these flowers. They look a little bit wilted, maybe just they've seen a little bit of damage from the rain, or maybe it's just time to shed their leaves, little petals, and grow anew. But regardless, these trails and the greenery is absolutely exquisite. And again, this is not what it normally looks like out here, but after a rainstorm, whew, the greenery is just next level. So here we are, and I'm walking on a trail that's actually near an existing power line here on the side. It's called the Bonneville Shoreline Trail. Really beautiful, long series of trails. These go all the way up and across, pretty much behind the mountain if you want to go that far. Today we're not. We're just gonna go see if we can find a little waterfall. Let's see the moment of truth here. All right, well, I'm kind of here, and normally earlier in the year, particularly around the spring, you'd normally see a waterfall cascade across those rocks, but I just kind of figured maybe if the rains were good enough, we would see something, but I guess it's just a little too dry and the snowpack's a little too low, which, again, one of those issues that's been in Utah for years now, as we're experiencing droughts, but all good, we'll catch them next time. But, man, whew, I gotta tell you, I'm a little winded from some of that hiking and running. It's really good exercise, but whew, got to build up into it. You got to just keep taking baby steps, and even if you do, you still never get quite used to get used to it. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start heading down, and once I do, I'll film a couple of areas down there. There's a really couple of cool forest-like areas that we can look at, and who knows, maybe I'll I'll hit a branch and a whole shower will I'll get a whole rain shower experience, seeing how I miss the rains now. All right, we are almost making our way right into there. It's a little bit of a forest area. Sometimes I like to go out here and do maybe a little bit of cross-country running because you see the road's a little flat. There's no drop off anymore. We're already kind of at the ground level, and as you can see, that's kind of heavily wooded here. So let's get forward a little bit and see what it's like inside. All right, we are here and we're going in. As you can see, it got it's really lush and really green, and this is what I like about, you know, some of the bases here. The one thing about Utah that is like rarely mentioned is that it sits at the confluence of 4 major like states, and I guess you could say geographies, and the amount of varieties and environments you could get here is really beautiful and really pristine. And you can have forests like this and little areas that almost look like something out of, you know, something you'd see in a different area, and then you'll have canyons and ravines and other places. And as you know, as we go on with this blog and kind of videotape some of the hikes I do, I hope to show you some of those areas maybe in the future if y'all are interested. Like I said, there's 5 national parks here. I've been to all 5 in the past. There's Zion, Bryce Canyon, Arches, Capitol Reef, and Canyonlands, which is another beautiful one. So, and they all have their own different unique environments and really beautiful in their own right. So anyway, as we can see here, we're gonna climb a little bit and we're out. So I'll see you in a minute. All right, well, hello again. So I'm almost back to where I started out here. As you can see, we're pretty well level with the ground and the surrounding environment. If you made it this far in the video, I'd really appreciate it if you drop a like and subscribe, and let me know how you like this kind of content, and if you'd like me to do more hiking videos in the future, let me know. Just really experimenting here with the stuff, so For anybody that stayed this long, really appreciate you and thank you, and I'll talk to y'all later.